10 JavaScript features you didn't know existed. You know that feeling when you discover a JavaScript feature that makes you think, where has this been all my life? Well, buckle up because I'm about to blow your mind with 10 JavaScript features that probably flew under your radar. These aren't your typical array methods or ES6 basics. These are the hidden gems that can genuinely level up your code. 1. The Nullish coalescing operator. Forget everything you know about the logical or operator when dealing with falsy values. The Nullish coalescing operator only checks for null and undefined, not other falsy values like 0, false, or empty strings. Demonstrates the Nullish coalescing operator compared to logical OR. The user settings object contains falsy values like empty string, false, and 0. The old way using logical or incorrectly treats these as values to replace with defaults, while the Nullish coalescing operator correctly preserves these valid falsy values and only replaces null or undefined. 2. Optional chaining with dynamic properties. You probably know about optional chaining, but did you know you can use it with dynamic properties and method calls? This is a game changer for dealing with complex nested objects. Shows advanced optional chaining usage with a user object containing nested profile and social data. The platform variable is used for dynamic property access with bracket notation. The getName method exists and returns a value, while getAge doesn't exist but returns undefined safely. The complex example demonstrates chaining through function calls, object properties, array indices, and nested properties, all with safe optional chaining. 3. The INTL object, your internationalization Swiss Army knife. JavaScript's built-in INTL object is criminally underused. It can format dates, numbers, currencies, and even relative time without any external libraries. Say goodbye to moment.js for basic formatting. Demonstrates the INTL object's powerful formatting capabilities. Creates date variable for current time, then formats it for US and UK locales using datetime format. The relative time format shows relative time like yesterday and in 2 hours. Number format handles currency formatting with USD style for the number 1,234,567.89. List format takes the fruits array and creates a grammatically correct list with conjunctions. 4. Temporal dead zone. Understanding let and const hoisting. Here's something that trips up even experienced developers. Variables declared with let and const are hoisted, but they exist in a temporal dead zone until their declaration is reached. Demonstrates the temporal dead zone concept by comparing var, let, and const hoisting behavior. The var variable is hoisted and initialized with undefined, so accessing it before declaration returns undefined without error. The let variable and const variable are hoisted, but remain uninitialized in the temporal dead zone, causing reference errors when accessed before their declarations. Try-catch blocks handle these errors gracefully. After the actual declarations with values, all variables become accessible. The demonstrateTDZ function shows block scoping with the block scoped variable existing in a temporal dead zone within the if block until its declaration, then becoming accessible only within that block scope. Five, proxy objects, metaprogramming magic. Proxies let you intercept and customize operations on objects, like property access, assignment, function calls. Think of them as middleware for your objects. They're perfect for creating reactive systems or implementing validation. The createReactive function takes a target object and wraps it in a proxy with handler methods. The getTrap intercepts property access and logs the operation before returning the value. The setTrap intercepts property assignment, logs the change, updates the property, and returns true to indicate success. The hasTrap intercepts the in operator to check property existence. The user object demonstrates these behaviors, accessing usered, Name triggers the get trap. Setting user to email triggers the set trap, and checking age in user triggers the hash trap. 6. WeakMap and WeakSet. Garbage collection friendly collections. Unlike regular map and set, WeakMap and WeakSet don't prevent their contents from being garbage collected. This makes them perfect for metadata storage and avoiding memory leaks. Key characteristics of WeakMap and WeakSet. WeakMap keys must be objects and don't prevent garbage collection. Perfect for storing private data or metadata associated with objects. WeakSet only holds object references, not primitive values. Neither WeakMap nor WeakSet are enumerable for performance reasons. 7. BigInt, handling really big numbers. JavaScript's number type can safely represent integers up to 2 to the power of 53, 1. But what if you need bigger numbers? Enter BigInt, which can represent integers of arbitrary precision. Demonstrates the precision limits of regular JavaScript numbers with big number set to 2 to the power of 53. Adding 1 and 2 to this number produces incorrect results due to floating point precision limits. The BigInt number uses the n suffix to create a BigInt and arithmetic operations with BigInt values. Using 1, n, and 2n produce correct results. The from string variable shows BigInt creation from string literals for extremely large numbers. Finally, it shows conversion between BigInt and number types, with warnings about potential precision loss. 8. Private class fields, true encapsulation. Finally, true private properties in JavaScript classes. No more underscore conventions or weak map hacks. Private fields start with hashtag and are genuinely inaccessible from outside the class. The bank account class demonstrates true private fields and methods using the hashtag prefix. The hashtag balance and hashtag account number fields are private, as is the hashtag validateAmount method that checks if amounts are positive numbers. The constructor takes account number and initial balance parameters, setting the private account number and validating the initial balance before setting it. The deposit method uses the private validateAmount method to check the amount, then updates the private balance field and returns the new balance or throws an error. The getBalance method provides controlled access to the private balance. The account instance shows normal usage, but attempting to access hashtag balance directly would cause a syntax error. 9. Dynamic imports. Code splitting made easy. Dynamic imports allow you to load modules conditionally and asynchronously. This is crucial for code splitting and performance optimization in modern web applications. The load feature function demonstrates conditional module loading based on the feature name parameter. If charts is requested, it dynamically imports the charts module and calls createChart. If auth is requested, it imports the auth module and calls initAuth. The button event listener shows loading modules on user interaction, importing heavymodule.js only when the button is clicked and destructuring the heavy function. The load user preferences function shows dynamic imports with template literals using the user theme variable to construct the module path, with try-catch error handling that falls back to a default theme if the specific theme fails to load. Quote, "The beauty of these JavaScript features isn't just in their individual power, but how they work together to create more robust, maintainable, and performant applications. Each one solves real problems that developers face every day." JavaScript Developer Experience. 10. Top-level await. Async at module level. Gone are the days of wrapping your entire module in an IFE just to use await. Top-level await allows you to use await directly in module scope, making async initialization much cleaner. Shows the evolution from IGFE-wrapped async code to clean top-level await. The old approach requires wrapping everything in an immediately invoked function expression to use await at module level. The new approach eliminates this wrapper, allowing direct use of await to fetch config, dynamically import modules, and initialize them. The conditional loading example checks the node_v environment variable and conditionally loads DevTools in development mode. The promise that all example demonstrates parallel async operations for user data, app config, and translations based on browser language, with destructuring assignment and a final console.log when all operations complete. Why these features matter. These aren't just cool party tricks. Each feature addresses real pain points in JavaScript development. The Nullish coalescing operator prevents bugs with falsy values. Private class fields provide true encapsulation. Dynamic imports improve performance through code splitting. Together, they represent the evolution of JavaScript into a more mature, powerful language. The next time you're writing JavaScript, remember these hidden gems. Your code will be cleaner, your bugs fewer, and your fellow developers will wonder how you became so much more productive. Start small. Pick one or two features that solve problems you face regularly and gradually incorporate them into your workflow. JavaScript continues to evolve, and staying current with these lesser-known features gives you a significant advantage. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and subscribe to stay tuned for more.